One at a time.
Yeah. I think
Brent can talk about the speaker.
Attendance tonight was 12,404. Chuck, how long talking to San Jose?
You know, this deal came together very quickly, and we weren't looking to trade Brent Burns, but came together quickly, and in the course of discussing things quite recently with Doug Wilson, the pieces came together and it made sense for us.
Was it a big reason why they signed him yesterday because you wanted to make sure you were signed?
I don't think so. No, I mean, again, this deal came together quickly, so I certainly didn't have any demands on Doug.
Can you talk about the decision to trade Burns and how the wrenching it was?
Well, it's very difficult. I mean, first of all, I just want to thank Brent for 7 years he gave to our organization, and he was a tireless worker in the community, obviously with military families, the National Guard, different organizations, but he was a very good hockey player for us. And I just look at our team right now, and we really need to aggressively add young players. And the last 2 years have been disappointing. We've obviously talked about that, but in order to compete with the top teams in this league, we have to add more talent. And I think today, if you look at it, we added the equivalent of 4 first-round picks. We gave up a very good piece in Brent Burns and a very good human being, but I think our time frame needs to be stretched back a bit. We need to add more young players, and we very quickly assembled a lot of good young talent. And obviously, need to work on some pieces. We need to try to fine-tune our roster for next season. We've created some holes and created some opportunities, but that'll be the work for the rest of the summer. But I can't state how important we felt, and I felt, we needed that talent, and we think we did that today.
Setoguchi, really the long wrap has always been consistency. How much more do you think is left in that tank at 24 years old?
I mean, he's 24 and he's scored 70-odd goals the last 3 seasons and playing 15 minutes a night on a very, very good San Jose team, and seeing a lot of second power play. And I believe we were the worst shooting team in the league last year. We certainly didn't shoot the puck a whole bunch, and when we did shoot it, we didn't shoot it particularly well. So Devin is a very good skater, he's a shooter, and he's a goal scorer. And he always has been. And, he's a right shot, which is an added bonus, and I think he fits very well into our group of young forwards. Actually, I'll let Brent speak about Jonas and Zach in fairness. That's his area, and he's an extremely good talent evaluator, and he can speak to that. I can speak a little bit about Charlie Coyle. I know Charlie a little bit, and player San Jose drafted 28th overall last year, and there's no way this deal gets done if Charlie Coyle's not in it. We feel he's one of the top young power forwards in the game. He can play center, he can play wing, he can play first line to third line. He adds a lot of versatility, a lot of size, a lot of character, tireless worker on the ice, and coming off a strong season at BU and a very good performance at the World Junior Championships. So, I think that size and that versatility and that character is very, very important for our team as we continue to fill out our forward group. And we get the scorer in Setoguchi, the power forward, and Coyle, and then we added just a terrific offensive talent, Zach Phillips. But I'll let Brent speak to that because I'll mess it up.
How close do you believe Coyle is to the National Hockey League?
Remains to be seen. I mean, he's just played his freshman year at BU. I think by now I don't really want to rush players. I'd like everybody to be able to play tomorrow, believe me. But I feel very, very good about our path and our direction. Again, we have some decisions to make. We moved a very good player in Brent Burns. I can't overstate that. But to move 1 to get 4 or to add 4 today in total, I think is a really good day for our organization. I think Coyle, maybe it's a year, maybe it's 2 years. It'll be up to him. But he's a big body already. He's physically strong, and he's mature. So, maybe he's a faster track type of kid.
What do you stay in college for now?
I haven't even spoken to him yet. I just left a message, and I'm not a big believer in pulling kids out of college. It's really up to the young man and his family to make that decision. We'll certainly sit down and speak to him, and we'll speak to Jack Parker, and we'll try to go through the process of assessing where exactly he's at and be up front. But the goal in trading him was not necessarily to get him in a uniform right away. It was to add another piece, and hopefully over the next 1 to 2 to 3 seasons will have a very positive impact on our franchise and give us a big forward we can use to match up against some of the big forwards in the Western Conference.
Do you feel like you have to somehow, obviously you can't just go and get a Brent Burns, but somebody that can get the puck up ice, create offense? Do you feel like you have that right here now, or do you feel like you now need to get a defenseman?
Well, we have some pretty good defensemen still. I mean, obviously, Brent Burns is a very talented player. Jared Spurgeon took some strides this year. We have some quality vets, Nick Schultz and Greg Zanon, and an emerging physical character guy in Clayton Stoner. And but we're high on Marco Scandella, we're high on Tyler Kuma, Nate Prosser's right there, Justin Falk's right there. But you look at our first round pick today, and time will tell. And again, I'm stealing Brent's thunder, but his, Broding's mobility and puck skills are elite, and we'll see. He needs to fill out. He needs to gain experience and mature like every 18-year-old kid. But we added a player that can really have a big impact with respect to the puck moving part of the game.
You moved out a major piece like Burns, but the fans still seem pretty excited with the return. Were you happy to hear them have a
Well, I mean, we're in the business. We're only in business because of our fans. I mean, our fans are they drive the whole business. That's why we're all working. I don't think we made any moves to elicit applause from people. I think we're trying to do the right thing so our fans have a contending team to watch for many years here. And I think it's always a great day. Our fans are very knowledgeable, and they were very respectful for the players we drafted and seemed genuinely excited. And that's a moment you can't take away from those kids. So it was an expected, classy response by our fans to the players we drafted today. And again, it's an unbelievable day in their life. It's very important for our franchise, but obviously it's a seminal moment in their life.
Going into this day, did you think you would come out of it the way you did? Do you feel like you came out better than you hoped, almost?
Bruce, that's hard to say. We felt as the morning moved into the afternoon and this deal came together, again, we realized we were moving a good hockey player, a very good hockey player, and but the opportunity to add 4 first rounders, for lack of a better term, was too appealing, and we need to gain ground on people, and drafting 1 first rounder every year and waiting 3 years, just to me, I'm getting a little impatient too. I'd like to add a whole bunch of young talent, and it's not going to happen overnight, but I think our path is very clearly defined, and not every kid you draft or every kid you trade for is going to be an NHL player, but we think we have a whole bunch of them coming out.
Setoguchi's he plays with an edge. He's a hard-nosed guy, right?
He works very hard. I mean, he's strong. He's a great skater. Shoots the puck a ton and has a very good work ethic. And he's coming off a strong performance for San Jose in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Again, he's 24 years old, and I don't have the exact number, but he scored 70-odd goals the last 3 seasons. Playing a secondary offensive role in some respects. Anytime you have Joe Thornton and Patrick Marleau and Danny Heatley and Joe Pavelski and Ryan Clough, I mean, there's a lot of great forwards there, which again speaks to why we made this move today. And we're going to try aggressively to gain ground and take some swings here, and we'll try to get better.
Did you talk to Devin?
I did speak to Devin. Yeah, I think he was shocked. He was excited. He recognizes he's leaving a very good hockey team in San Jose that's been to the Final Four the last 2 years. But I think he also senses an opportunity to play with some good players. I'll let Mike Gill make the coaching decisions, but with Mikko Koivu and Mikael Granlund coming, and we obviously have some quality players with talent that I think any goal-scoring winger would love to play with. So I think he senses an opportunity to expand his role and to take another step in his career. So, we're excited about that. And again, I've addressed it. We didn't shoot the puck enough or well enough last year. And, we have some players that I think are pass-first players, the players that look to make plays instead of shoot all the time. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you have some players who are willing to shoot. And I'm hoping Setoguchi is the first step in that. And maybe a player like Clutterbuck can take a step this year. He's a shooter, and Laton Dress coming back, and all of a sudden maybe we have a few guys that can put the puck in the net with some regularity. Yeah, Ash, it came together very quickly. And again, I wasn't soliciting offers. I received a lot of calls this week. There's been some calls for the last 2 months, but really this week I received a lot of calls. I was not actively looking to trade him. And he's a very good hockey player. But you start talking and some names get thrown around, and next thing you know, San Jose's time frame, obviously they're trying to win the Stanley Cup next year, and not that we're not, but we need assets to compete with these teams. And so I think it's a classic example of two teams getting what they need. And again, we're very happy with it. We have some more work to do this summer. We'll see what shapes out. But again, I just look at the last two drafts in particular. We've added a lot of players, and that's very exciting to me.
Last question for
Chuck. In the last couple of days, we've seen more young impact players switch teams. Do you think that's a coincidence, or is that a trend of some sort?
I'm not sure. Again, I can just tell you, it's not an easy decision to trade Brent Burns, and I told him that when I spoke to him, and it's not something I set out to do a couple weeks ago, I can assure you that, but I did set out to try to add a lot of assets to our organization, and to give our fans and our ownership and our staff and our players the type of team that can compete at a higher level than where we're competing now. And for 2 years we've sort of been stuck in the same place, and we'll see what this year means. I'm excited about it, but I see the path now, and I believe our fans see the path now, and we're going down it aggressively and quickly.
Thank you.